بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah, amma ba'd. We come now, brothers and sisters, to the explanation very briefly of the five arkan of al-Islam. Arkan is the plural for the word in Arabic, which is rukn. And this is important, guys. When I mention ayat, verses in Arabic, and I mention a hadith of the Prophet in Arabic, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it is not to show off, but it is because as a Muslim, you have to get some of the Arabic language under your belt. It's wajib. If you don't do it, you're sinning, unless you have a valid excuse. You have to learn Arabic phrases and words like Surah Al-Fatiha. How are you going to pray if you don't read Surah Al-Fatiha? You have to learn Assalamu alaikum. You have to learn certain words in Arabic and certain aspects of the language is wajib, an obligation upon you. So be in a steady struggle, a struggle consistently to learn as much Arabic as you can to embrace that idea. So the arkan of al-Islam. Arkan is plural for the word rukn. And it means a pillar. And in Arabic, a rukn, it means janabu shay al-aqwa, the strongest part of something. Like a chair, the legs that hold the chair up or the table or the foundation in which a building, a house is built upon, that is its arkan. If it's weak, shaky, faulty, then whatever is built upon that structure is going to be weak, shaky, and faulty. So you have to absolutely hold on to the arkan of al-Islam. Not just understand them and be able to articulate them, but more importantly, to practice them and to call to them and to share them with others. So the basis of the arkan of al-Islam, how do we get them? Where do they come from? It is in the Quran and the Sunnah. But the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam gathered them all up in one place. Like the hadith that the Prophet said sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that they were sitting with the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Umar ibn al-Khattab said they were sitting with Prophet Muhammad, and Jibril came and sat with them. In a way, he looked like a man whose hair was exceedingly black and his clothes were exceedingly white. He looked very clean. But he said he wasn't a traveler, but none of us knew him. And then he sat to the Prophet ﷺ and said, Ya Muhammad, tell me, what is al-Islam? What is al-Islam? And then the Prophet mentioned the five arkan, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Another hadith is the hadith of Abdullah ibn Umar. And this hadith is in Sahih Muslim. The first hadith is in Bukhari and Muslim. Abdullah ibn Umar said that Prophet Muhammad says, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, al-Islam has been built upon, buniya al-Islamu ala khamsin. Islam has been built upon five things. So in both of the hadith that I mentioned, he mentioned the five arkan. The first one, the Shahadatain. Second, the Salat. Third, az-Zakat. Fourth, fasting in the month of Ramadan. And number five, al-Hajj, performing the Hajj to Mecca for the person who has the ability to do so. So those are the five arkan of al-Islam. You'll find each one of those in detail in the Quran. The Quranic ayat are talking about all five of those. But it's the authentic sunnah that brings them all together in the same place. In one statement of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which goes to show the importance of the sunnah, and it goes to show the danger of an individual saying, just give me the Quran and that's it. As for the Shahadatain, it is something that consists of two parts. It has two prongs to it. It's twofold. And that's the statement, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. That a person has to verbalize, he has to mention it with his tongue, and he has to believe it in his heart. And he says, I believe that there is no God worthy of worship but Allah, and Prophet Muhammad is his prophet and his messenger. So very quickly, what does that mean? La ilaha illallah, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah means as a Muslim I bear witness, Allah is the greatest thing. Allah Azza wa Jal has all of the knowledge. Allah deserves to be worshipped. Allah is above and nothing and no one is over Allah in the ability to create, to guide, to legislate. Not even Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is on par with Allah. So any of you who are new Muslims and you may have a picture in your house that says Allah and Muhammad and they're equal, you shouldn't have that. It should be Allah's name above and Prophet Muhammad's name below. There was a ring that Prophet Muhammad used to wear sallallahu alaihi wasallam on his hand, and he would stamp any letter that he would write. And that ring said, Muhammad, Rasul in the middle, Allah at the top. It didn't say Muhammad at the top, Rasul in the middle, Allah at the bottom. It was the other way. So the Prophet of Islam sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to do everything to manifest Allah is the most high, the most powerful, the most wise. And we can't afford to get this twisted. Because when a person is in this grave, the two angels will come, Munkar and Nakir, and they will sit him up and they will proceed to ask him the very first question, Man Rabbuka? Who is your Lord? The person say, my Lord is Allah. And what is your religion? He'll say, my religion is Islam, which came from Allah. And who is the man that was sent to you? The third question. So Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, although he is extremely important, he doesn't compare to Allah. Laysa kamithlihi shay. Nothing is like unto Allah. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. No one and nothing is comparable, similar to Allah. Another ayah said, هَلْ تَعْلَمْ لَهُ سَمِيًّا. Do you know that there's another partner to Allah? It's a su'al inkari. It's a question where it doesn't deserve an answer. Allah is saying, is there another partner along with Allah? The answer emphatically is la, bal kalla, absolutely not. So that's the meaning of the Shahadah, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. I don't make shirk with Allah. I don't call on the dead. I don't put Prophet Muhammad equal with Allah, not to mention over Allah. Allah's rules and regulations should govern my life and no one else's rules and regulations. If someone comes in conflict with what Allah commanded, then I have to take what all of the people say, even if they're my mother, my father, my anybody. I throw that behind my back and I get with the program. And the program is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves and what he wants. The other half of that is Muhammad Rasulullah. I bear witness Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. The meaning of that as it relates to human beings. After Allah, I only worship Allah, no one else. But I worship Allah in the way that he wants me to worship him. And he sent Prophet Muhammad. So Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I bear witness, he's the messenger of Allah. It means he is the one who's going to show me the Sirat al-Mustaqim. What was the religion during his time is the religion now. What is not and was not the religion during his time is not the religion now. So all I have to do as a new Muslim is come to learn about what Prophet Muhammad did, how he was. For 13 years, he lived with the people. 13 years he was in Mecca, 10 years he was in Medina. 23 years altogether, the companions lived with him, he lived with them, and they were able to take every aspect of the religion from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam directly. So follow the Quran, which is the kalam of Allah, the speech of Allah that was given to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it is what helps us to tread the path of the Sirat al-Mustaqim. Our mother Aisha said the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's character was the Quran. So that's the first pillar of Islam. It is the most important pillar. Without this pillar, a person is not a Muslim. Without this pillar, if a person doesn't believe and accept both aspects of the pillar, he is not a Muslim. And the other thing is our deeds and our actions that are going to be judged by Allah in this dunya, they're going to be judged based upon you did it for Allah and you did it in accordance to what the Prophet brought sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So that's it basically in a nutshell. Brothers and sisters, before I leave, there is no pillar more important than this pillar, the Shahadah. La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah وأشهد أن محمد عبده ورسوله والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.